Another blast of Arctic air spilling into the lower 48 this morning. Breaking records. We've got wind chills feeling like they're well below zero, even down south. Good morning. Welcome into America's Weekend Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass.
And I'm meteorologist Colleen Coyle. And you know, you really don't even need a cup of coffee this morning. You step outside, we're talking some brutal wind chills, but a little good news. A big thaw is coming later this week, but it could also bring with it some wet weather. So we're going to be detailing that out throughout the show and what it means for next week.
Yeah, big changes are coming, that is for sure. As you hit a snow band and you can barely see right in front of you, and that's really why we saw the differences in accumulations depending on where you were. But you can see western Michigan, just off of Lake Michigan. We saw some hefty totals there, over 2 feet in some places. Also, Buffalo, New York, the Tug Hill Plateau also fared pretty well with the snowfall coming in off of Lake Ontario. So here are some of those totals. West Seneca, that's in the Buffalo area. These are snow reports that go a few days, by the way. It's not just one day, but still 80 inches of snow for West Seneca. Hamburg, New York, that's also in the Buffalo region, 74 inches. Buffalo itself picking up 61.5 inches. You have Lancaster, New York with 54.8 inches of snow. And for some of you, not done yet. It is still snowing out there when you look out the window in Buffalo with a frigid 9 degrees at this hour. We've got -7 in Watertown. These are the actual numbers on the thermometer, 3 in Grand Rapids. Note that snow band right over Lake Michigan, kind of staying over the lake for now, but every once in a while kind of drifting off to the south and east and affecting more land area of southwestern Michigan, even northern Indiana. We got some snow coming down for you in South Bend by the time we get towards this afternoon. Also watching Lake Huron. These snow bands, by the way, we're tapping 2 lakes for our moisture source. So you've got Lake Huron, Lake Erie, and that is sending those heavy snow bands all the way down into the Alleghenies of western Pennsylvania. So pretty impressive snow. That will continue to be the case. Yes, we are building up the ice cover finally after a very warm start to the winter season, but still with open waters here on the Great Lakes, we are able to get some sufficient moisture and therefore some more lake effect snow in the purple, 5 to 8, but additional, 1 to 3, 3 to 5 in some of these other areas of western New York. Colleen?
Well, Kelly, I got
And what would you prefer, the clear Arctic conditions that we have now or the warmer, soggy conditions that's coming our way?
I know
Pick your poison,
pressure,
right?
I know, man, between the high pressure funneling in all the southerly flow and all the moisture, we had that strong subtropical jet in the lower latitudes that's really going to bring it back this. And our computer models, I mean, it's a pretty decent amount of rainfall we could see across Houston.
Poor Mobile, spitting out, the Euro's spitting out at least, maybe a foot of rain there. You've got 5 to 8 showing up in some spots, but a huge shield in the yellow. That's 3 to 5. And the American model wants to do even better for some parts of Mississippi, perhaps up to a foot of rain.
Yeah, and then of course misery wants company. So then the GFS really bringing it back that foot there across areas of Mississippi. So watching this closely because either way, certainly some impacts and certainly there across the Houston metro and then getting into portions of southern Louisiana tomorrow through Friday. It is going to be tough.
So it's kind of a blend of the models is what we're showing you here. It is going to be falling on relatively dry ground. Keep in mind we had a terrible drought at the end of 2023. Darker red, exceptional drought. So that's the good news in this, Colleen. We need the rain. We just don't want it all at once, right?
I know. Too much of a good thing in too short of an amount of time. So this is going to be progressing throughout the week. And there's Tuesday of this upcoming week. So again, we lose the cold and it is just a big blob of green. And that goes all the way through Friday. So we'll be picking up some throughout the next 5 days. But again, it's really going to start to add up, and we could certainly see some flooding problems, especially across parts of southeast Texas.
Yeah, and working into Louisiana and parts of Arkansas, where we just dealt with ice and snow a few days ago.
They're going, what season are we in? Already
crazy week.
Yes.
Down south.
I know. Hey, I am ready for it
Ready
though.
for a
that 30-degree warm up. I'm putting my hands up. We're going up the roller coaster. I like that.
So if you like the snow, you still have some of it on the ground in Nashville. Go out and play with it this weekend because our pattern is changing. We got high pressure, clockwise flow around it. It's bringing in the warmth as well as the moisture. Yeah, a lot of moisture in place. We're going to have some disturbances coming through. Of course, our strong subtropical jet that's going to bring in some hefty rainfall totals. I was just looking at some of the computer models. I mean, gosh, for southeast Texas, most of them are around about 5 to 8 inches of rain as we head through the middle and end of next week. So it's really going to start to add up. So we're comparing the models. The European model wants to give you guys in Mobile quite a bit of rain, perhaps even close to a foot. You've got enough yellow and orange, anywhere from 3 to 5, 5 to 8. The American model says you'll also see some heavy rain, actually, this time a little bit more toward the north to include Middle Tennessee and northern Mississippi.
Yeah, misery likes company, so kind of adding to those growing rainfall totals. There we go, rainfall forecast. This is tomorrow all the way through Friday of the upcoming week. We could see around that 5 to 8 inch mark. And then, of course, it is falling in some areas, Kelly, that really do need it, but too much of a good thing in too little of an amount of time. We need a little more spread
We'll have to watch those rainfall rates for sure. And remember, we still have ice and snow on the ground for some of you. So we'll be melting of that going on. First, we get some of that freezing rain because that air is cold at the surface, but then the rain takes over Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every day this week. Pretty much.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of the bad side of warming up. We get the rain with it. But of course, we're talking about rain in the south.